What's up, y'all? It's King Kong, and right now I'm taking over my pop's Instagram.
What happens when a music mogul's empire collapses under shocking allegations? Diddy, once untouchable, now faces some of the most serious charges in music history. But the story behind the headlines is even darker and stranger than you might think. From the heights of luxury and power to the harsh reality of jail cells, this is a tale of rise, fall, and the unraveling of a legacy. Stay tuned as we dive deep into the details few dare to talk about, uncovering the secrets and scandals that have rocked the music world. This isn't just news. This is the truth about Diddy exposed. Diddy's legal breakdown. Sean Diddy Combs, once a titan of the music industry, is now behind bars facing federal charges that include sex trafficking, racketeering, and conspiracy. Indicted in September 2024, he has pleaded not guilty, but is scheduled for trial in May 2025. These allegations could keep him locked up for decades. Prosecutors accuse Diddy of operating a criminal enterprise that spanned over a decade, orchestrating drug-fueled sexual performances called freak-offs. These events allegedly involve coercion, intimidation, and the use of controlled substances like ketamine and ecstasy. Authorities seized firearms with defaced serial numbers and over 1,000 bottles of lubricant, which prosecutors tied directly to these alleged activities. Diddy's legal team has evolved, with his original attorney withdrawing in early 2025 due to undisclosed reasons, heightening tensions within the defense. New attorneys, including high-profile figures like Brian Steele, have joined the team, but the loss of the culturally connected attorney could impact defense strategies that highlight racial bias in the prosecution. Beyond criminal charges, Diddy faces over 60 civil lawsuits accusing him of decades of sexual misconduct, assault, and trafficking, many backed by damning evidence such as videos and testimonies. Despite all accusations, Diddy maintains his innocence, with his lawyers labeling the lawsuits as attempts for publicity and money grabs. The trial promises to be one of the most closely watched legal battles in recent music industry history, with a potential minimum sentence of 15 years if convicted. This legal breakdown sets the stage for a complicated and intense courtroom drama, unraveling the once untouchable mogul's empire under a microscope. The horrifying freak-offs. Central to the charges against Diddy are what prosecutors have termed freak-offs, allegedly elaborate and drug-fueled sexual performances orchestrated and recorded by him. These events, far from consensual expressions of adult sexuality, are accused of being coercive and violent, involving intimidation and the use of powerful drugs like ketamine and ecstasy to control victims. Federal investigators, during raids of Diddy's properties in Los Angeles and Miami, uncovered disturbing evidence that paints a dark picture of these gatherings, including over 1,000 bottles of lubricant directly linked to these alleged parties, firearms with defaced serial numbers, and extensive video recordings. The indictment describes these freak-offs as multi-day events where victims, often drugged and threatened, were forced to take part in prolonged sexual acts with male commercial sex workers. The conditions included a combination of physical violence, financial manipulation, and medical monitoring to maintain control over the victims. These findings reveal a chilling pattern of abuse hidden beneath the surface of Diddy's glamorous lifestyle. This aspect of the case has shocked many outside observers, exposing a sinister underworld operating behind closed doors for over a decade. It's this dark heart of the allegations, the freak-offs, that form the brutal core of the federal case, challenging the public image of a man once celebrated as hip-hop royalty. Despite Diddy's plea of not guilty, the details uncovered during investigations have ignited widespread outrage and added weight to the claims made by dozens of accusers, highlighting how far the abuse allegedly went and the lengths taken to cover it up. The flood of civil lawsuits. Since late 2023, more than 60 civil lawsuits have emerged against Sean Diddy Combs, alleging decades-long sexual misconduct, assault, and trafficking. The allegations encompass a disturbing timeline, stretching from the early 1990s to as recently as 2023. Many lawsuits were triggered by Cassie Ventura, Diddy's former girlfriend of nearly a decade, who filed claims of trafficking and years of physical abuse. Graphic surveillance footage from 2016 showing Combs assaulting Ventura reinforced these claims, further intensifying the public outcry. Following Ventura's case, dozens of additional victims came forward. Among them are Joy Dickerson Neal, who alleged a drug-induced assault in 1991, and Liza Gardner, claiming rape alongside singer Aaron Hall. Others include Crystal McKenna, who recounts being drugged at Combs' recording studio in 2003, and Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a producer alleging unwanted sexual advances and forced involvement with sex workers. Disturbingly, multiple anonymous plaintiffs, some as young as 10 years old, have accused Combs of assault during their underage years. The scale and severity of these lawsuits have been facilitated by New York's Adult Survivors Act and Gender-Motivated Violence Act, which temporarily lifts statute limitations for sexual abuse survivors. Despite mounting accusations, Combs maintains his innocence, denouncing the suits as money grabs and publicity stunts. His legal team asserts there is no evidence of sexual assault against any adult or minor. The flood of civil actions and their graphic details have shown a harsh spotlight on Combs' long-standing behavior, and they set the stage for the high-profile criminal trial scheduled for May 2025. Inside NDC Brooklyn and Diddy's current life. From luxury mansions to a cramped 8 by 10-foot cell, NDC Brooklyn's special housing unit, Diddy's life has taken a dramatic turn. This facility, known for its harsh conditions, violent incidents, and deplorable living environment, is far removed from the opulence he once enjoyed. The steel bed with only a thin mattress, no pillow, and severely limited personal freedom mark a stark contrast to his previous lifestyle of private jets and mansions. While SHU offers added protection because of his high-profile status, it also severely restricts his movement and access to resources critical for preparing his defense. Weekly visits are brief. 15-minute phone calls are closely monitored, and any sense of privacy is almost completely gone. Even phone calls with fellow artists like Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, have been leaked to the media, underscoring his loss of control. Beyond physical confinement, the psychological challenge of trading fame and fortune for a cell is immense. The contrast could not be more striking, painting a picture of a fallen mogul whose daily reality now revolves around survival in one of America's most notorious detention centers. The conditions at NDC Brooklyn have drawn criticism from judges and former inmates alike, adding a grim dimension to Diddy's ongoing legal battles. His experience there highlights just how quickly and completely fortunes can reverse, especially when weighed against the severity of allegations he faces. The star-studded parties and celebrity connections. Diddy's infamous white parties once drew the elite of Hollywood and music, including Mariah Carey, Kim Kardashian, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé, events known for their exclusivity and luxury, held in locations like the Hamptons, Los Angeles, and Miami. However, attendance at these parties doesn't imply involvement in any alleged misconduct, and many celebrities have publicly distanced themselves amid swirling rumors. While some, like Usher and Megan Fox, have deleted social media posts related to these events, speculation remains largely unconfirmed. These parties reportedly had a mix of atmospheres, from family-friendly gatherings with children present, as described by some, to more risque events where half the attendees were reportedly unclothed, as recalled by Khloe Kardashian. Despite the glamour, the parties have come under intense scrutiny following Diddy's September 2024 arrest on multiple federal charges. Numerous celebrities have been named in unverified Diddy lists circulating online, featuring names like Leonardo DiCaprio and Howard Stern, but these lists lack credible evidence and are tied more to social media speculation than facts. Some celebrities, including Ice Cube and 50 Cent, have openly denied ever attending Diddy's parties, with 50 Cent citing discomfort with the atmosphere. Public reactions to the party allegations vary widely, and while these star-studded events highlight Diddy's influence in the music and entertainment industry, they also complicate the narrative surrounding the legal case, illustrating the complex environment in which these allegations emerged. Legal team drama and defense strategy. Diddy's legal battle has taken a surprising turn, with one of his original attorneys, Anthony Rico, withdrawing from the case in February 2025, citing privilege-protected reasons he couldn't disclose publicly. This departure sent shockwaves through the defense team and legal experts alike, given its timing so close to the scheduled trial in May 2025. Rico's unique cultural connection to Diddy, both being from Harlem and sharing similar backgrounds, was seen as a critical piece in the defense strategy, especially as the team planned to argue racial bias in the prosecution. Losing this voice could complicate the cohesion and depth of the defense narrative. Despite this setback, the defense team remains robust, with high-profile additions like Brian Steele, known for his work with Young Thug, joining alongside experienced attorneys Mark Agnifilo and Tinny Garagos. Their collective expertise aims to challenge the serious federal charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and conspiracy that Diddy faces. However, legal commentators have noted that any attorney withdrawing from such a high-profile case is typically a negative sign, potentially indicating internal conflicts or strategic disagreements. Adding to the complexity, prosecutors have filed superseding indictments with additional charges, which increases the gravity of the trial and demands swift strategic adjustments by the defense. Diddy's legal team has also intensified efforts to suppress evidence obtained during raids of his properties, particularly regarding videos and physical evidence seized by federal agents. These suppression motions could be pivotal in weakening the government's case if successful. Meanwhile, public perception and media scrutiny are mounting, pressuring the defense to maintain a strong front. The intersection of legal challenges and courtroom strategy now hinges on how Diddy's team navigates these hurdles, balances internal dynamics, and prepares for what promises to be one of the most watched trials of 2025. Shocking allegations of blackmail and secret recordings. Reports reveal Diddy allegedly used hidden cameras in his homes to capture scandalous footage of celebrities and industry figures, potentially using it for blackmail to maintain influence. Former insiders have accused him of manipulating law enforcement and industry players alike. This footage, reportedly obtained from discreet surveillance devices placed around his properties in Los Angeles and Star Island, allegedly shows some of Hollywood's biggest names engaging in compromising activities, including drug use and encounters with sex workers. These revelations have sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, raising questions about the extent of Diddy's reach and control. Authorities claim that Diddy leveraged this sensitive material to silence potential threats and keep witnesses under his control. Notably, these secret recordings were said to feature not only celebrities, but also high-profile record executives and politicians, amplifying the gravity of the allegations. According to insiders, the tapes were part of a broader strategy used by Diddy and his associates to intimidate and manipulate those around him. This strategy allegedly extended to law enforcement, with claims that certain officials were influenced or controlled through these tactics. Diddy's former bodyguard revealed that the extensive bugging of his homes gave Diddy unparalleled access to private moments, fueling his ability to maintain dominance in the industry. Meanwhile, legal experts suggest that if these claims are substantiated, they could prove disastrous for Diddy's defense, painting a picture of deliberate and systematic coercion behind the scenes. Amid the swirling rumors and legal battles, many wait to see if this dark chapter will be fully exposed in court, potentially forever altering the public's perception of the music mogul and his empire. What's next? Trial looms amid growing fallout. With a trial date fast approaching, the stakes are higher than ever. Legal experts predict a minimum 15-year sentence if convicted. The courtroom drama promises to be one of the most watched of the year. Meanwhile, several celebrities and associates have publicly distanced themselves, signaling intense fallout that could reshape the industry. Social media buzzes with speculation as fans and insiders await every update. The defense team faces pressure to mount a robust defense despite recent challenges, including the withdrawal of a key attorney just weeks before proceedings begin. Amid this turmoil, prosecutors continue to build their case, emphasizing the gravity of the allegations. Diddy remains incarcerated, grappling with the stark contrast between his former life and present circumstances. The public fallout extends beyond the courtroom, with sponsors, collaborators, and fans reevaluating their relationships as new evidence and testimonies emerge. The full scope of the case could redefine conversations around power and accountability in entertainment. The question now is not just what will happen in court, but how this case will echo throughout the industry for years to come. The saga serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us that no one is above the law, and every action has consequences. Diddy's story is a potent reminder of how power can corrupt and how silence doesn't always mean innocence. As his trial unfolds, the truth, dark and complex, is unraveling. The fall from grace of a man once celebrated as hip-hop royalty, now facing charges that could keep him behind bars for decades, captures the attention of the world. Beyond the courtroom drama, this case forces us to reflect on the music industry's hidden realities and the dangers of unchecked influence. As victims come forward and more details emerge, the wall of silence is breaking, revealing layers of manipulation, control, and betrayal. It's a story far from over, with courtroom battles, legal maneuvers, and public opinion still shaping the narrative. Whether Diddy maintains his innocence or faces conviction, the impact of these revelations will ripple through the entertainment world for years. For fans and critics alike, it's a moment to question the price of fame and what happens when the spotlight finally exposes the darkest corners of power.